afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane, Master of Propaganda, Heroes Reich, Defender of the Fatherland, here to deliver onto your eyes and ears another glorious Propagandacast. Again, a 1 vs 1 on Langres. Again, there's a bit of this lack of replays, and of course, I'm getting some replays and in, some are actually pretty good, and will be cast. Actually, I'm getting more from some high level players over there, also some which I do have to, well, bother, why even bother? Got, for example, 1 vs Barton. Say no more. But we shall be watching right here. Helpinghans once more pulling onto the field of battle in the name of the Third Reich. Rolling out, and this time for the first SS Panzer Division Leibstandarte. Opposing him shall be FOG SnigelnAdolf. Or SnigelnAdolf. Oh well. That's the thing when you don't actually, make space between your bits of words. But fighting for the Americans, fighting for the United States Army and the 5th Infantry Division, it shall be a brutal fight, or at least a fun fight. And we are seeing Hans going in very aggressively right here. I mean, we're seeing just Hans going full Metal Reich jacket, straight for the munitions point, so close up here. That's actually quite interesting. Not something I see as often, but apparently Hans is feeling extremely confident in this match. Bold, plucky, manly, or something like that. And they're actually using the MD, of course, and again, he's probably doing that because he's saying the pioneers ahead, so he feels he'll have some sort of good sense of warning, and his MG won't be caught with its pants down and shot in the head. From the back, of course. And there we go, of course, quickly moving in with the bike to support the MG. A bit different from the game yesterday, and again, I'm aware that we'll be having 2 matches with Helpinghans in such a short period of time. But sadly, I have to work with what I have, not what I wish I had. Because otherwise, I'd be bringing in a lot more variety in my games, of course. But there you go. Having already secured this, and of course, this sort of rush for munitions, in fact, we're also seeing here from Helpinghans rather indicate he's probably intending something that actually is very munitions heavy. Either it could be a lot of mines, that would be one possibility, a lot of flamethrowers, grenades, Panzerfausts, MP40s, Panzerschrecks, either way, something with an awful lot of munitions involved for Hans. Quickly getting the bike repaired here, surviving and advancing in. Hans will need some infantry supported. We do see a Volkskriegsguard squad on the way, but that will be a bit off. MG-40 sitting up here, and the MG sitting up on the engineers. Slight problem there from me, and we do quickly see that Snigeln's troops right here on the right flank are getting a bit pushed off already. Pioneers up position in the house. Are the Snigeln's troops outside? Hans playing a bit around. Quickly repairing the bike again, opening up once more on the riflemen, firing bullets down their necks. And there we go, the Volksgrenadiers are ready, while Snigeln so far has 2 squads of riflemen. At the same time, he is making good progress on the west flank. And of course, quickly getting into the house, getting case. Snigeln trying to get actually even remotely close here. But the Volksgrenadiers move in, the MD continues to take up position here, dominating, but no, Hans gets a bit bold. He thinks he might be able to set off a covering position here, as he knows that Snigeln will be moving towards here, perhaps, so he's setting up to hopefully stop some forces there, cause some damage. And there we go, we actually see Snigeln getting into the house. We see how one of Hans's pioneers go down. A bit unfortunate. We'll like to see another MD-42 from Hansi Hintersee. And Mimon Rock right here by this victory point. In fact, getting suppressed right there. Nice move by Hans. Advancing up the right flank from the Pionieren. Rifleman getting suppressed, slightly wounded, slightly annoyed. And there we go again, the bike serving a useful tool, not of course just in shooting, but also, just ensuring that you always got some awareness of what's going on in this case, though. And there we go, the MD-42 actually allowing to cover the first MD-42. Well, we see a grenade from Snigel, straight on the MD-42, right in the middle, almost clears out the... That was bleeding close, and we do see that the MG-42 saves the first one by absolutely pinning the rifleman squad. That was bleeding close right there for Helpinghans. That could easily have gone a bit ugly. We do see a second Volkskriegsguard squad out, so 2 Volkskriegs bike and 2 MGs at the same time. The rifle squad up, so Snigeln, of course, has gone for a pretty aggressive grenade move. They've got another grenade. This time, though, the MD crew does get out of the bike. Still alive for Hansi. Good preservation of his motorbike right there. The BMW, there was called another one, now I can't actually remember the name, but the difference is the BMW couldn't actually reverse, the other one could. And of course, that was not the only pair of bikes the Germans used. I mean, particularly in the early parts of the war, they had a lot of bikes from a lot of different countries, including France. A bunch of those. Robin here getting pushed away, taking some nasty losses, down to 2 men, going up here for the munitions. Snigeln here not going out for this one, and already we do see that Hans is getting a nice bundle of munitions. We also see Snigeln quickly pulling up here, perhaps aware that there's going to be a nasty German response, and it's not going to be a bundle of fruit. Right here, though, I appreciate what Snigeln was attempting to do, but it rather didn't work out. Instead, he ended up getting a lot of engineers killed for no good reason right in front of the doorstep, which is probably going to be a bit of a disappointment for Francois when he comes back from the war and finds, merde, so many dead Americans in front of my door. Merde. And meanwhile, Rifleman pulling up there, a full assault going in from Snigeln. We do see Hans attempting to lay down barbed wire, but he gets caught off guard. And we do see that Hans actually placed both of MGs here. One engineer squad runs into a bit of a problem. Rather than continue up here, of course, Hans will be able to quickly lock down any flanking attempt here. Quickly moving back into the ditches. Apparently, Hans has a fondness for the Langres southern ditch. And there we go, the Rifleman immediately getting stopped right there with the 2 MG42 seconds heading up here, creating a nice crossfire on the Rifleman. A murderous storm of bullets. But at the same time, Rifleman pulling in from the north already. 1 mine went off. Oh, Snigeln here rather fails to pull up. He could have rushed in at that MG42 a bit earlier, but misses. And we do actually see, oh dear, the MG42 was actually pulled down there. Apparently the Riflemen were able to push up at least one slightly suppressed. And there we go. Pinned, suppressed. They continue up with the MP support gunner. MG support gunner just tears them down with their MP40s. The bike finally goes down. The MG42 gets pushed off. Snigeln just pushes in with his Rifleman again. I think he's got, what, 4 squads of Riflemen with grenades. It's a bit rarer nowadays to see the grenade opening up for Riflemen instead of BARs, but again, well-used grenades can actually cause a lot of problems. We do see Hans actually going for the sniper, so a much more extended tier 1 from Helpinghans as Snigeln pushes out with his Riflemen, but you do quickly see some of them pushed off. A very nice push there actually caused some harm to Hansi and actually forced him a bit away, a bit surprised, I imagine. And it was actually quite lovely to see that MG support gunner just with his MP40 just gun down a few Yankees. Haha, I'm actually killing something! And I never get to use the MG either. So take that, Helmut, for hogging the MG, you MG hog. We do see Hans quickly pulling up with his MG42s. Sniper opens up, gets another Yankee with a nice bullet through the trachea. Trias end up as well for Snigeln, so he's actually not going for anything further than infantry at the moment. Of course, you might want to get a supply. A medic station would also be a fun little move. Of course, have to see how this escalates. But Hans making slight progress on getting back onto the field in the name of the fatherland, although Snigeln, of course, has done a lot of damage to his erstwhile German opponent. Wire finished there, mine there, good, lovely work, and also wiring off there. Hans not being passive, constantly, using troops on the flanks as well to make it harder to create obstacles for his opponent, which is good. And again, it's going to make it harder for Snigeln to move, and that's generally what you always want to do in the defense. It's not necessarily about having a lot of guns, lots of static fortifications. It's also about obstacles, making it harder for your opponent to move. Just that can make a difference. And Volksgrenadiers right here find themselves on the wrong end of their obstacles. They're like, Heinz, yeah? I think we cut off our own retreat paths. Oh, scheiße. Sniper here that continues. Volksgrenadiers managed to quickly rush past, although they do lose Heinz in the retreat. He sacrificed himself for the squad, having realized his grievous error. And there we go, MG42 again, nice flank again, launching a broad assault with his troops. Snigeln ensures that Hans can actually focus down all of his troops at the same time, lock down an assault, and thus always has a chance. And that, which means if Hans doesn't actually have some other troops besides the MGs, he will be forced to retreat. So nicely done. And there we go, we are seeing infantry production up there, and he is quick to lay down mines. Nice job, in case of course Hans swiftly pushes forwards. So good work there, victory point secured. Engineers moving up there, and progress being made on the left side as well. Lovely. Sniper quickly moving up. And Browning automatic power, and the sniper's caught out in the middle of all of this. MG42 quickly sets up, and we're seeing the MG42 moving up on the other side of the hedgerows. And will the rifle be able to get off grenades? Yes, indeed, on the MG. And Hans loses an MG42 crew right there. Absolutely devastating use there of the grenade by Snigeln. We do see the Pioneer simply getting gutted. Riflemen pulling up there, and we do again see another full retreat from Helpinghans. We do see Kriegwerks up, Grenadiers on the way. A bit unusual, I mean, considering the heavy infantry response from Sniegel. But on the other hand, of course, Hans might feel a bit pressured, and of course, that way actually go for this approach in the hopes of throwing back Sniegel. I mean, that's definitely one opportunity, but still a bit interesting to see. Could be the Hans just feels like a bit of variety instead of just rushing straight for armored cars. Who knows, that happens to everyone. Engineers moving about. Sniegel on the full retreat. And there we go, Sonderkraftfahrzeug out. For Helpinghans. And it's time to look at Sniegel. And the 5th Infantry is fighting against the 1st SS. With the Grenadiers moving up there. It's now being left-footed of counter-harassment duty. And Hans, of course, already quickly here, of course, preparing with minesweepers. Lovely job there by Hans. Never taking it. Oh, full retreat through a minefield. Only costing 2 riflemen, though, for Sniegel. Damn close, though. Damn close. And Hans immediately setting up a new minefield right around here. Nice. Well, at least I hope that's going to be a full minefield there. And we also see Goliath rolling out. And there we go, the Mittlerer Schützenpanzerwagen coming out for Hansi. MG gunners on top. Many fun variations of this half-track, although in Company Hughes we only got the flamethrower and the Stukasse Fuß. In Company Hughes 2 currently there's only the Flammenwerfer upgrade, although we might cost you more with doctrines. And I would certainly love to see the flak drilling. Or the cannon variant. Rocket bring up here, getting stopped by the MG42, it's one of them. Mine stops here, of course. Oh, and the Goliath could move in. Come on, Hansi, you got a Goliath. Blow up some Yankee shice bastards. And there we go. Sniegel is too late. And there we go. Entire rifle squad wiped out. Blown to bits in the middle of the roads. If not something more fine than bits. A fine red mist. And that rather turned ugly for Sniegel, since he just about lost an entire rifle squad. There we do finally see a supply it up. About bleeding time. Fuel point here being secured by the Volksgrenadiers, actually, not Grenadiers. And we do see that Hans actually quickly takes up to the Sturm Army, perhaps feeling that he only needed a bit of here from the 2nd tier, and then immediately moves on. Also how it can work. Might also be an idea to either get a medic bunker or some veterancy upgrades for his troops right about now. And of course the half-track will allow him to keep a bit more sturdy presence and allow him to push up a bit further. If it's used properly, then we need to be a bit quick about it. And we do see that Sniegel is quick to replace the infantry losses, and also at the same time a supply upgrade here. Actually, I think Sniegel is making a slight mistake, well, a considerable one depending on his opponent, of course. I mean, had Hans, skipped that and gone straight for that, I mean, Sniegel would have been a lot more trouble, and that's a bit the problem. He's going for a bit too much infantry fighting, and he needs something else, I mean, either he should have gone for some rangers first before the artillery or something. He shouldn't be leaving himself that much vulnerable to any sort of armoured car business. But we do finally see a motor pool going out. About time. Supply upgrade soon done as well. Will help, of course, with veterancy. And, of course, supply upkeep. Grenadier quickly drops to a few well-placed bullets. And the half-track pushes up here, quickly suppress some riflemen. Although, needs support. The half-track's not really, a one-man thing. A one-vehicle show. It rather tends to work best when there's an ensemble. And, oh, we do see an entire minefield. Then Hans has left a little gap. And by sheer chance, Sniegel stumbles upon. And, of course, then he mines that gap. Oh, the hilarity then will ensue. And there we go, mining up there, then hitting another mine again. Oh, 2 mines. Oh, goodness gracious. Almost losing an entire rifle squad again. And there we go again. I mean, usually if one mine goes off, it doesn't, hurt to put down another mine, because usually you'll find that opponent will move into that exact area again and lose another chap if you've got it mined. But there we go, half-track support by 2 Volksgrenadier squads. That's how it works, and we do quickly see that Sniegel is forced away. 3 kills for the half-track, by the way. And there we go, armor car moving up, rifle trying to lay down mines, but immediately instead running into problems, pulling back. Armored car opening up on the rifle, and we do see he actually has sticky bombs, which is something, but of course a good player like Hans can keep his armored car at bay and thus limit the amount. Oh, another mine. Again, absolutely sterling mine job there from Hans. I'm sure one day he shall be writing his memoirs on playing Germany Heroes on a high level and call it Mein Kampf. Mein Kampf or whatever. And there we go, another mine goes off, killing actually some of his troops. Bit unfortunate, so 3 pioneer squads by the way, and a mine in front of the house. Also nice mine. Oh, and there we go, mine goes off on the armored car. Anti-tank on the way. Sniegel knows what he wants. Does his good. Hans, of course, quick to repair with all of his pioneers, because he's got plenty. And focusing up his troops here, more slightly narrow front for a more decisive push. Might want to move that MD up a bit further now to support a further advance into Sniegel's territory. Instead, he does seem to be playing a bit passively at the moment, which could allow Sniegel to lay down a good blow against Helpinghans. And there we go, pioneers quickly take a loss, nothing to cover, and thus they are forced off the field. Other pioneer squad making a run back for the half track, I imagine. Nope, they actually didn't. So there we go, armor count rushing ahead. Anti-tank gun ready. Hans spots it a bit too late. And there we go, nice hit all the way down to half field. MG quickly gets the rifle suppressed. We also see a Stuke pulling up. Will the anti-tank gun gets off another hit? No, it hits something else instead. Rifle hitting a mine, getting pinned. Right next to the MG, Stuke fires away. Nothing on the right. Oh, we do see some rifle that getting stopped by Grenadier squad instead. At the same time, a nice push up here on the west flank by Sniegel with a minor force is taking away some of Hans's vital territories. Stuke opening up on the anti-tank gun opening up on the Stuke. Oh, God. Not really having any luck right now. Trying to say too much too fast, and thus I end up jumbling it up. But grenade on the MG crew. Volksgun is firing away. MG crew almost wiped out. And a rifle squad goes down. Nice work there from the Stuke and the Volksgrenadiers. 2 kills so far. Volksgun is quick to pick up that BAR and anti-tank and continues its hunt for the Sturmgeschütz. It looks like the Stuke will escape while the half-track continues here on the west. Lightly supported by German infantry. While Sniegel's riflemen continue to do their best. Sniegel having a good job here attacking forward. Stuke pushed away. Armor car once more taking a nasty hit from the anti-tank gun. Rifleman moving up. And will likely try and get off a sticky bomb. Oh, but instead they get suppressed with the half-track. Nice job there. Volksgun is near. Oh, grenade! They do dodge it, although poor Erhard gets a few bits of shrapnel stuck in the thigh. And a neat rev out for Hans to suppress Sniegel's troops. And of course, I mean, Sniegel's force is largely, foot-based. So, I mean, that's actually going quite effective. We'll be able to do a lot of damage and rather minimize the effect that Sniegel's troops can actually have on the field. Though we do now see an armoured car as well for a bit more mobile fighting. Perhaps able to hunt down the armoured car and finish it off. And there we go, Hans bombarding the centre in the hopes of catching some of Sniegel's troops. But he's already actually pulled back. Knowing that he can't really hold the centre before he's having, some troops reinforced, so he actually pulls back everything and just decides, to take the full consequences of his actions and be willing to lose the centre, but then actually have a much stronger force to counterattack with. So, nice decision right there by Sniegel. Mines going down there from Hansi. Good again, very consistent, very solid mining from Hans. No veterancy for his infantry, no veterancy in fact at all for any of his troops. Or vehicles, for that matter. Rifleman going in against the Volksgun. Volksgun supported by the half-track, and of course with the BAR at the same time. Armoured car hits the mine, but the Stuke is nowhere near the front. A bit of a slight mistake right there from Hans. At the same time, Grenadiers actually managed to get the drop on the anti-tank and then clear it up, but the Grenadiers on the other hand might go down to a grenade and combined BAR fire. There we go, the Stuke gets the Greyhound. Grenadier squad goes down, an absolutely devastating blow. 2 helping hands at the same time. The rifle squad gets veterans. You might see the Volksgun squad go down as well, but no, they pull it off. Half-track on the other hand goes out of control. Its soft armor already catastrophically weakened, gets penetrated by a single rifle bullet and knocked out. Another snipe up from Hans, but he just took a few grim losses right there, although of course it wasn't quite, all beer and skittles for Snigeln either. I do believe it is time for the mid-game analysis. Current situation a bit 50-50. Both sides have suffered some nasty losses, and of course there's an anti-tank on which Hans could either recruit or destroy, but looks like so far he's more intent on zerstören in der Name ist des Reich, around using it against his enemy. But Hans needs to quickly fill out the losses in infantry. I would suggest perhaps also medic bunker. Kampfkraft Center would definitely be a plus for Helpinghans at the moment. He really needs some veterancy for his troops, and something for his vehicles and support weapons so he can get a bit more out of them. Also salvaging these 2 bits of ammunition would also work out very well. Continuing up the mining, but he also needs to be a bit more aggressive, he needs to be a bit more forceful, and I would also suggest actually recruiting that anti-tank gun so he has something when Snigeln pushes out against him once more. For Snigeln, well, more anti-tank guns. He might want to consider eventually transitioning over into a tank depot, going for a more mobile, aggressive approach, and just pushing hard against Helpinghans' forces. But at the moment, I also think he needs to just continue his work over here on the flanks, continue to harass Hans, continue to keep Hans, forcing to divert forces away from the front line. More important, the infantry, which rather means Hans' vehicles will be much more on their own, which has partly been the problem. Which was something Hans could have mitigated and actually used the half-track to quickly ferry back troops back and forth between the harassment point and then the front line again, but he rather didn't do that. But let's return to the fight. Let us see how this actually evolves. Snigeln has the infantry advantage. Hans, on the other hand, does possess more vehicles and armor and some more heavier support. But if Snigeln can leverage things correctly, and we're seeing a howitzer up, so he's actually going for some heavier artillery to leverage, and we do see the anti-tank and they're getting wrecked. Hans wanted nothing to do with it. And there we go, the 105mm howitzer. The more regular piece of American artillery, of course, they had bigger ones. They had the 155mm gun as well, and some bigger ones as well, although I don't think they were divisional level artillery. There we go, Volkskriegs holding up the center, some minor pioneer work on the center, and they go armor camp moving up to support. MG too far removed, Sniper not really keen on moving in either, Stug not so much helpful either as well. And there we go, first artillery strike so close and actually hitting the Stug directly, and there we go, full retreat from Helpinghans. Mines go off as the sheer explosive force from the, well, how the shells actually set them off. We do see that Snigeln quickly surges ahead in the wake. Oh, MG takes a direct hit from the artillery. How unfortunate. Stug is quickly forced away, and looks like Snigeln so far is actually not interested in the Stug, instead opting for some more softer and more shootable targets in the west. In fact, Hans needs to be careful with the sniper. No, Hans is getting too cocky, too confident or reckless, or perhaps just forgot about the sniper. Oh dear. Sticky bomb on the Stug, and then a full retreat leading behind the MG42 to be recruited. At the same time, Armor quickly shifted over here and quickly sends away Snigeln's troops. That is good. He's got a bit of resources floating about. He could try and use that, and of course a artillery strike right here could actually do a lot of damage at the moment. Another rifle squad pushed away by the Volksgrenadiers with their Browning automatic rifle. Look, Heinz, I have a candy bar. Oh, shut up. Your jokes were always terrible. Well, there we go, the Needlewerfer firing again. And a Panzer Command from Hans, an interesting move. I'm still not seeing any veterancy. I think I would have liked to see that before the Panzer Command. Let's hope we can. And there we go. Shell hits and actually sets off the mine, completely wiping out anything. Hit on the Stug, almost knocking it out. And the Needlewerfer, of course, also in dire straits. So that was a bit of a kick in the teeth against Helpinghans. But Hans is still holding on to the victory point, still holding on to the center, but Snigeln is getting ready again, getting another anti-tank gun. And getting other assorted goodies, I imagine. And the MG crew forced away. The center once more in American hands. The 15th is doing quite well. And mine goes off here. DOS spots the engineers and do some nasty stuff against them. Now the question becomes, what will come out of the Panzer Command for Helping Hands? What shall come out? Still lots of mines constantly going down from both players. Again, what would you like to see? Now go with... Oh, Propaganda Warsaw Terror has been chosen for Hans. The Terror of the Hans. And an Austrian flak Panzer. I think I would have preferred to actually see a Panzer IV. I do believe he might have had the fuel for it. In which case definitely would have been the better choice. More sturdy than the Austrian. But for now, let us see how he uses and utilizes the flak Panzer. Oh! MG cleared out again. Flak Panzer rolls out. 37mm gun fires away. That's the silly Yankees. Might, want to shoot those chaps as well. And artillery going in here. Interesting decision. Of course, he might be trying to counter artillery the Niederwerfer, which I couldn't see from the sheer smoke being kicked up by the artillery. Though almost repaired. But Hans has been thrown back considerably from the front lines, controlling a much smaller amount of territory now, and we do see a second supply upgrade and a second anti-tank coming out there to support the first one from Snigeln. I do believe it's time to actually look back at Hans. My apologies. Rather forgot about that. But we do see Terror, and we do see he's very close to actually getting the King Tiger, the Königstiger. And we see Knight's Cross getting out some more elite Deutsches Infanterie. Though there were technically no unit formed out of Knight's Cross holders. The closest you would have had would have been stuff like the more specific assault squads that were formed later in the war. Usually either from NCO training schools, where they'd be formed out in entire battalions, or minor assault companies formed from a division's best troops, sort of as a more ad hoc solution. Bit of a fun fact there. Neither, though, really would have seen action in Normandy. And, oh, got the Niederwerfer right there. Later Kreuzträger charging straight into the mess. Of course, Snigeln might try to use suppressive fire against them. And there we go, actually using suppressive fire excellently. I mean, that's pretty much one of the best ways to immediately stop a charge from the Knight's Cross soldiers. Use suppressive fire on your riflemen with BARs, and they will quickly get suppressed and stopped right in their tracks. So nicely done there by Snigeln, and we do see the King Tiger very soon out. And again, he would have had plenty of fuel for Panzer IV, which again I think I would have been a better choice. Ostman rolling up in support of the infantry and quickly unraveling Snigeln's west force. And another infantry push going up there at the same time. Looks like Hans will most likely go for the Königstiger. There's a small chance here for Hans. I mean, if he's feeling confident enough, he could try and roll up here, shoot out here, and then go straight for the howitzer. I mean, it's not a perfect solution, but it's definitely a consideration he could be trying. In fact, it might be something he would be going for. Infantry continues up here. Anti-tanker gets cleared up, opening up for vehicles and other such things to quickly follow up. We do also see that Snigeln's making a rush for the anti-tanker, intent on recruiting it, and the tank depot will soon be ready. And finally, a Kampfkraft Center up for Helpinghans, and finally some armor veterans E1. And there we go. Königstiger can be called in. Not entirely sure why Snigeln is firing there. I think he seems to think something must be there, and then it's just firing into the darkness in the hopes of catching something. Not necessarily the best approach to artillery. And getting some infantry veterans who won as well. Good, good. And there you go, pushing up on the west side. Again, only one infantry squad to support on Ostwind, and straight in front of, well, the anti-tank and precision, or at least possibility of it. And again, not say going after the howitzer. And of course, again, remember, the Ostwind does not have a lot of health. It can't really withstand as much damage as, say, you know, a Panzer IV. And there we go. Ostwind Flak Panzer IV is combat in operational and, in fact, now destroyed. At the same time, though, we do see the King Tiger moving up the Königssieger. Sticky Bomb on the armor car. Knights Cross are quick to clear out the anti-tank, and although they do quickly suffer the loss of one of the squad members. Rifleman dead. And MG getting a bit blasted. Grenadiers a bit too close as well to everything. Hans's front line in dire straits. Sneagle on those flanks are a lot less secure, so if Hans was active to push there, he might be able to deliver a nice and grim surprise upon Sneagle. The question is, will he be able to do so? Hellcat's now arriving out. King Tiger immediately repaired. Anti-tank and setting up to cover a much more narrow sector, though at the same time quickly disregarding that. Setting up to cover the flank of the arrived engineers. Trying to do a bit of harassment again, but the armor car is swiftly there and swiftly ending any dreams of such. And Hans immediately runs into a lot of problems. Trying to launch some assault on the riflemen. Or engineers nearby, I'm not entirely sure what happened. Grenade on the Volkswagen inside the Hound armor car. Lightning will go down to the tank destroyer. Königssieger is moving in, but the armor car is out of control. The Volkswagen is inside the house and dire straits. An armored car just crashed into the building. And of course, Francois will find not only dead Americans on his doorstep, but find that an armored car has crashed through his front door. I can't imagine he will not be upset. Interesting enough, Hans has not recruited the Nebenwerfer. Swift artillery strike against Hans's troops. Riflemen are pressed as they advance up. And, oh, Hans making a dire mistake here. He actually moved too close to a strategic point, allowing Sneagle track to see what was going on and call in artillery. That could have easily gone very wrong. Riflemen getting suppressed, Knights Cross and Volkswagen Grenadiers rolling up. And we do see Sneagle's anti-tanks moving up, ready to deliver death onto the Königssieger. And down to half health, rather limiting the overall effectiveness of Helpinghans' King Tiger, which is so far not really done a lot. Also, a fun fact about the King Tiger and Company of Heroes, it rather only was a much later edition. It was actually in the initial game, it only came about sometime after opposing fronts when they switched it out with the Tiger Race, which was previously the Terror Doctrine Elite Armor Unit. Also, fun fact, they never actually recorded any unique voice lines for it. They actually basically just recycled the heavy armor with less lines to it, although you'll sometimes actually hear it refers to itself as a Panther. And in the campaign, it actually uses the Yak Panther lines. So a bit of fun there. Bit of a shame they never really got around to adding in some perhaps more unique lines to it. And there we go, engineers quickly rushed off. Full counter-attack from the Volksgrenadiers. Main gun destroyed. Hans could perhaps benefit a bit from a repair bunker. Looks like Snigeln's forces just continue to grow. More tank destroyers getting added in. His King Tiger not looking good. His Stug not looking good. Things overall not looking good. Propaganda war being utilized to keep Hans's forces a bit secure. Pioneers rushing forward to repair the Königsjäger. Looks like Snigeln might be making ready for a push up. Might be a time to actually consider now he's seeing all these tanks to actually get a pack to provide some more in-depth support, but no. Hans is actually putting forward his King Tiger straight into the line of fire of all those Hellcats and the anti-tank guns. And there we go. Snigeln is moving in. Stug needs to quickly move up to provide support. Panzerfaust needs to go from the Knight's Kreuzträger. And there you go, Panzerfaust. And there we go, one Hellcat goes down. Stug firing there, but there's artillery getting called in. Stug needs to move forwards. Sting could also consider moving everything else forwards in support. And there we go, but artillery gets it. Artillery gets the Stug. So much artillery going in. The King Tiger is still there. The Hellcat is pretty much combat ineffective, but we do now see the anti-tank guns and everything else that Snigeln actually has is being rushed forwards. There's no MG to hold back the tide of American infantry. More pioneers are being trained, but it is simply not enough. Knights Cross are doing what they can to stem this flow of GIs, but it simply does not cover it. Pioneers getting cut down in advance. Propaganda war sends a pair of squads away, but there we go. Anti-tank gun gets the King Tiger. The Königsjäger ist kaputt. The death knell for Hans's advance, for his fight, and his victory. And that's pretty much it. I teched horribly. I don't think so much he teched horribly. It was rather more how he used that stuff. He actually teched too. Again, I don't think the Austrian was the right thing. He should have gone for the Panzer IV. He probably also could have standed to be a bit more aggressive at times. You know, he just sat about doing nothing instead of, you know, trying to push forwards as much as possible, trying to deny as much territory. And that rather didn't quite work out for him, which allowed Snigeln to actually much easier to build up a force and, you know, just push forwards into, you know, enemy territory instead of having to go through what was previously his. So I think it was partly Hans playing a bit passively at times, not quite, you know, getting the right thing. And of course the lack of veterans right here definitely hurt him. That and the lack of medic bunkers as well, I think. So I disagree with Hans's assessment. There was horrible teching, just more horrible utilization of what he had teched too. Slight difference, of course. But of course, you know, great mining though, some great flanking work, great use of the armored car from Hans, good use of the anti-tank guns, and of course some good, you know, ideas of what was going on. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned a bit from it. If you did, why not subscribe, tell your friends. If you didn't, well, why not send a replay of your own. This is Imperial Dane saying cheers.